Coming up, we'll talk about the Lowertown Entertainment District. It's next on the St. Paul Forum. Hello and welcome again to the St. Paul Forum. I'm Mike Wassenaar. Businesses throughout Lowertown have been looking for ways to try to attract foot traffic, customers to support their businesses and actually support each other. The idea of businesses coming together and doing joint marketing is actually not really a new one, but it is for the Lowertown Entertainment District. The Lowertown Entertainment District actually is a consortium of entertainment businesses that are located in the Lowertown part of downtown St. Paul that have banded together to support one another and to jointly try to actually increase foot traffic and make business better for all of the businesses within Lowertown. Joining us to talk about the entertainment district and what it could mean for both Lowertown as well as downtown is Marc Dickhut. Marc is the regional manager with the Bulldog in St. Paul as well as in Uptown. And he joins us here on this edition of the St. Paul Forum. Marc, thank you for joining us.
Great, thanks for having me.
So how long has the entertainment district been in existence?
We're looking at probably about 8 months. It started probably 2 or 3 months after the Bulldog really opened. So it was in its infancy. We had kind of talked about doing some events together, all kind of banding together. We thought, let's just start this nonprofit group. Let's all get together and make this area successful.
So who's us in the entertainment district?
Everyone in the Lowertown, it's the Bulldog Lowertown, it's Barrio, it's Trattoria Da Vinci, it's Senior Wong's, it's the Hat Trick Lounge, Station 4, Rumors Innuendo, and the Black Dog Cafe.
So basically it's sort of a loop.
It is. It's kind of almost like a little triangle.
Mears Park over to Robert Street with Senior Wong's, and then back again to the Union Depot area.
Yeah, correct.
And back again toward the farmers market.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're not all the same type of business.
Yeah, not
right?
at all. Not at all. I mean, some you have everything from a couple of rock music clubs, jazz, the jazz club. Then we've got Trattoria Da Vinci, which is pretty much straightforward restaurant. Then Black Dog Cafe being the cafe, coffee and wine bar. Barrio and ourselves, being kind of restaurants and bars. So it's a wide variety of places. Senior Wong's having they have a nice big bar area, but also very focused on the restaurant as well.
And does that diversity help you together here? I mean, does it make it easier for you to band together to support each other?
And it's really been a surprise. We talked about this, that I don't think you could consciously put together a group this diverse without having some overlap. It just kind of happened that way. It's kind of
so like if a government group came together and said, you need to have a marketing plan,
exactly.
a marketing group and a nonprofit to do marketing for you, you couldn't couldn't do it. It had to happen organically.
I mean, it just kind of happened that everyone being involved in their restaurants and the bars, wanting to do something, wanting to bring people to Lowertown, but realizing I can't do it by myself. One restaurant doesn't have the resources to bring people down, nor to get involved with all the different things going on in Mears Park and in Lowertown. But together, we can actually, the first part is you can actually afford to do it. I mean, to try and do something like Jazz Fest or Concrete and Grass or anything on your own, it's really difficult to do just with the resources, with the manpower, everything it takes to get something like that.
And an individual business doesn't have a marketing arm like that to try to...
Yeah, there's no way. Some people do. We do a little bit of marketing, we do our own advertising, but that's really... to focus on our bar, our restaurant, and everybody does for their own. But this is really to push the area and to get people down here.
Now, I mean, it's sort of a chicken and an egg type of thing here. One is you're trying to create an audience. You're trying to create traffic. But you came, for example, in the case of the Bulldog, you guys have been in Lowertown now for about a year. You came here for a specific reason, though,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, don't businesses though usually locate to an area because there's already traffic?
Well, we locate to an area. I think that we've been fortunate. You know, you look at when we opened the Uptown place, and now we opened Lowertown. Saw the area as a lot of potential. You know, was there a ton of traffic? A lot of people are there. Same with Barrio when they came. You know, it was all about the potential. Like, this is a good area. There's some good things going on here. Loved it with the park.
The amenities you're talking about, like the look and feel of Lowertown with the brick buildings. You're on the ground. You've got a view of the park.
And that's one of the
Mears
things.
Park's actually quite stunning.
Yeah, it really is. It's a great area, and I didn't know much about the area until I actually started working at the Lowertown. But with like the Black Dog Cafe, all these little places, Station 4 Trattoria, these restaurants. Then you've got the Mears Park, the farmers market going on, and I think that Lowertown and Mears Park is just close enough to the Excel Center. It's not right next to it, but we've actually done great with doing a shuttle to the Wild games. Where we're just far enough away where you don't get stuck in traffic. You can still get down and get out and come before, go after the game, any show and everything. So it's worked out really well.
The other thing that sort of strikes me is you're talking about banding together to promote an entertainment district is very different from the feel of the de facto entertainment district downtown.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the entertainment district downtown, you know, from a planning standpoint, and then just in terms of the cultural investment that's occurred over time, is up around the Ordway, Rice Park, XL, and you think about just the vibe of those institutions, it's extremely different.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's you know, each one of these. You look at all the restaurants and bars and everything in Lowertown. They're all independently owned and operated. There's not a ton of other ones. They're owner operated. The owner's there. They're operating it. So it's we're the ones doing it. You know, there hasn't been a lot of planning like, okay, we need to have this type of restaurant here, this kind of bar. You know, the one thing that we all talked about when we started the Lowertown Entertainment District is we'd like to get, you know, here's Lowertown, here's what's going on, here's what we already have. So let's bring other people in. We'd love to see retail start coming around. We realize that for our continued success, we all need to be successful. You know, we need all the other restaurants and bars in that area, from the Bulldog standpoint, to be successful and bring people down.
It's interesting as well from a historical standpoint, because Lowertown has had a number of sort of incarnations. I mean, 20 years ago, it was being promoted as a cyber village concept, where there would be IT investment occurring, and there actually still the remnants of that, you know, with some of the business investment within Lowertown. And then, you know, prior to that, there was the original, you know, vision of Lowertown being an artist
with the artist quarter originally
artist
being
quarter here, and then the artist housing and lofting occurring, which still is a key component of Lowertown. To what extent are you guys, you know, as independent businesses, talking with those communities that are still here?
We're actually starting something right now that we're talking with a bunch of the artists, because there are, like, it's amazing how all these different little buildings, they're like the artist buildings. They have their own little group.
Like the Jack's building.
Yeah, the Jack's building. So we're actually doing something now. We're just in the planning process of doing something called First Fridays, where each studio is going to be having a show within their building, and then they'll coordinate with one of the bars or restaurants will be basically their host. So everyone that goes after there, they'll get like a special at the bar or at the restaurant for going to this show to kind of help promote back and forth, because we want people to know there is a lot of art down here, a lot of artists going on. And that's another reason why we try to get involved a little more with art crawl and all these things. We want them to be successful, bring people around, because there's a lot of residents around here. There's a lot of housing in the Lowertown area. We want there to be more things for people to do.
And actually, it was part of the city's strategy originally to actually populate the north quadrant, north of 7th Street, with all the condo development that occurred there. And one of the complaints that I've heard from residents in that area is there's nothing to do.